Hi guys, how are we all doing? Tornado922 here. It's a little bit later than I wanted. In fact, it's about three and a bit weeks later than I wanted to do this. But truth be told, I just when it gets to the evenings, I've been absolutely knackered, and I just haven't had the chance to get this sorted. I'm doing this on my tablet at the moment, as I do with all my films. So the camera is at this end. So every now and again, I want to look at myself. So I'm now staring at myself on the screen. So it looks like I'm looking well away from everybody. It's a force of habit. I will be looking at myself more than anything else, even though now I appear to be looking at you guys because I'm now staring at the camera. It's a really weird thing because I'm constantly drawn to look at myself to see how things are going. So that's just how this is going to be. Right, trusty phone. And I've got about 146 different questions to get through. So this is going to be done in two parts. Now I've sorted the comments so it's newest first on the list. So it means I've now gone to the bottom of the list, which means it's going to be the very first comment will be the first question. So the later that you ask me a question, the later your question will be answered. So let's go up to the top of the list. Pick a name out of a hat. Let's go with say Ryan Thornton. Your question will be in part 2, as will a lot of you. So I can't say who or what question is going to be the last one in part 1, but it's one of these ones where you're going to have to basically stick through this entire one, and if your question isn't answered, it will be in part 2. I will say, however, a lot of you have asked me similar questions, so I won't answer every single one. I will read every single question, but if I feel that I've basically answered a similar question, then I'll just say I've basically answered it already. So I'm nearly 3 minutes into this, so let's get a wriggle on. So, first question, Alex's trains. What do you think of C2C and Greater Anglia? Reasonable, perfectly fine. I mean, C2C, I've only ever travelled them when I've gone from London Fenchurch Street to Rainham. It's been perfectly acceptable. I will just turn that down, because I don't know if you heard that. I've got a film in the background, so it just keeps me alert and I don't fall asleep again, which I probably will. Yeah, C2C, perfectly fine. Greater Anglia, as a whole, they're perfectly fine, really. Right, London Transport Spotter, favourite? Try that one again, would you? Favourite route? I guess really my favourite line would have to be... It's got to be the West Coast, really. Mostly because of the section up going through Cumbria, going through the Pennines. It's stunning. Yes, the East Coast Main Line has the section going between Newcastle, Berwick and Edinburgh, which is phenomenal. I'm a sucker for coastal scenery. But mountains, they just do it for me. And the Pennines, the way that the West Coast Main Line it grips to the hillsides and it just weaves its way around. That does it for me. That is my one. Jamie Lee's Bus Train Productions. When did you first like trains? Basically, since I was a kid. That's really when it was. I first started in trains when I was but a wee lad. I can't give you a precise age, but basically for as long as I can remember, really. Bob's and Dad's YouTube channel, Kai Owen. This is an interesting name. Where is your fave place to train spot? With a couple of emojis. Now I have this question quite regularly, and my answer always varies. I suppose stick with the old favourite and go with Doncaster because of the station layout, and on a good day, the variety that you can get at Doncaster. Well, I guess with any station, but Doncaster can be a real gold mine if you get your day and your timing right. Right, Sergeant Sylvian 125. What do you think of the Midland Main Line? It's a perfectly decent main line. It's one of the quieter main lines, certainly. Really, once you get past, I'm trying to think. Really, well, really, it's quiet in between Bedford and Leicester. That section of the Midland Main Line can be quite quiet, but as a whole, it's fine, perfectly fine, acceptable. Transportation from Hussein. Best stations to go near Leicester. Down south, please. Smiley face. Also, can I get a shout out? I do some good stuff. Well, there's your shout out. There you see. Best stations to go near Leicester, down south. The problem is I don't know the area all that well. So, if we're going to go near Leicester, I'll probably say Leicester. Leicester is a fantastic station. And if you've got a really good camera, you can get all of the traction at the Leicester LIP depot. You've got 56s, you've got 37s. It's like a train spotter's paradise over there. Nostalgic feels. How about you... I don't know whether or not you've done this deliberately or not, but we'll go with it. How about you dive the Badger in Train Sim 2020? In brackets, like if you agree. Well, nobody's liked your comment, but I suspect there'll be quite a few people that would want me to go and do something like that. Yeah, drive the Class 89. I can. I don't know when, but I probably will. Xander Merchant, if you hit 10k, what would you do? If I had 10,000 subscribers, I'd like to go and do a big special somewhere. I would go and do something in Europe. I've done Brussels. I will go back to Brussels. Brussels is an amazing station. What I would probably do is do some sort of multi-station tour of Germany. So film the likes of Cologne, Berlin, Munich, Hamburg, and probably then do some filming in Switzerland on the Gotthard route. That's if I do hit 10k. You never know, stranger things have happened. Right, Lothian Bus Gamer, what car better... Sorry. Oh right, yeah, sorry. What car better, Land Rover or Ford, and what you favourite train in the UK? Now, you can't really compare Land Rovers and Ford because Land Rover create superb 4x4s and amazing off-roaders. Ford create outstanding saloons and hatchbacks, and they do pretty good in the racing scene. I mean, you've only got to look at the Ford GT. Need I say more? You've got the Ford GT, the Ford GT40. It's, you know, trying to compare those two is like saying what's better, Ferrari or a Rover Metro. Two completely different cars, both with completely different things. Now, if you were to say what's better, Ford or Vauxhall, different story entirely, because then you're on a level playing field. So, yeah, I can't answer that one, I'm afraid. But in terms of favourite train in the UK, now this one I get awful a lot, and it varies depending on the type. And I'm convinced I've got a similar question somewhere within. Commuter, Class 321. Express, HST. International, 373. And if I'm going down the freight route light side, things, words, think, pause, engage brain, whompa-ding, and there we are. If you're going down freight, you probably want the Class 70, but then the 68, it's, you know, the 68 is kind of my favourite, but then in saying that, I've got a thing for the 37. And the 56. And the 60. Yeah, you see, my answer changes all the time. If I had to choose... No, I'm not going to choose. I include all of those. Right. Ben Riley, will you miss the 507/508 trains on Merseyrail? Honestly, I won't, because I've travelled on them once. I don't use the network, so unfortunately I can't say I'd miss them. Chaz Tomo Trains, do you plan to get films up and running on the Chiltern Main Line? Well, funny you should mention that. I have done a film at King Sutton. Additionally, I've actually got a backlog of films to upload. And now, because of the day I'm filming this, was the day that Boris Johnson announced the lockdown throughout November. Now, I have already got a backlog of films to upload, trains at films, but now I'm going to have to try and space those out as much as possible, and it does mean that the gaming videos will be making much more heavier appearances. In terms of Train Simulator, I have actually I did rest that for a couple of weeks, really just because I wanted to see if anything new was coming out at all. There's a couple of new things, so I will watch. The Train Simulator content will be coming back with a vengeance. Right, Train Spotter Hub. What's your favourite train? I've answered that one, so there we are. Oh, I've missed one. Mason's Mainline. Are you going to do any Roblox train game vids? No. No, Roblox does not interest me at all. I'm sure it's a fantastic game, but it's not my cup of tea. Chaz Tomo Trains again. What is your favourite branch line in the UK? You know, I don't know, because I've not really ever travelled on a branch line. Really, it's all been main lines for me. I mean, my local branch line is the Marston Vale line. That's my local. Well, as local as you can get. Can you call the Cumbrian coastline a branch line? Maybe. I don't know, because yeah, it's a difficult one. Because it's local, I'm going to have to go Marston Vale. Never travelled on it, but that is what we're going to have to do. Right. Just some random tree with internet, and I suspect your name does go on because I've got dots. Can I actually select it? Ah, just some random tree with internet access. Very good. Right, hi. How many classes of train have you been on, i.e. 350, 700, 377, etc.? I'm loving your content. Some of your commentary is hilarious. Well, thank you very much for saying so. I don't go out with the intention of making, humorous commentary or comical things. It sort of just happens. It's just who I am. You know, I don't go out with the intention of trying to make comedy. It's just free-flowing nonsense that I happen to spew out on a regular basis. In terms of classes of train that I've been on, this could take a while. I've got to try and remember because I've been on a lot. Okay, 150, 156, 158, 350, 377, 378, 387, 700, 180, HST, 170, 321, 323, 220, 221, 390, 800, 373, 374. I've been on the is it 395? Oh, do use your noodle, man. Come on. Right, Google will tell me. Was it 39, whoopsie daisy. 395. Yeah, that was the kiddie, the javelin. Yep, so I've been on the 395. I've been on... what else have I been on? I've been on many of London Underground stock. What else have I been on? Think of model trains you've got, because that will spring your head into gear. Can I cheat and say when I've been on Heritage Railways what classes I've been hauled by? Because that would be 50, 37, 66, 33, 35, 26. I've been hauled by 90s, 86s. What else have I been hauled by? I've been hauled by 68s. I've been on the Chiltern Silver sets. 168s. I've been on 165s. I've been on 320s. 334s. What's that? What's that new Scott Rail? Is it a 380? I'm sure it's a class 380. It might be the other one I'm thinking of. No, it's not the class 380. What's the new Scott Rail? EMU. Hold on. Right, Wikipedia. I've been on the 380, but it's not. That's not the one I'm thinking of. Scott Rail. Scott Rail brand. There we are. Right. Whoops a daisy. Will you? There we go. Right, rolling stock. This will make my life slightly easier. Right. Nope. 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 Whoops. Come on. Stop it. 385. That's the kiddie. 385. Yeah, so I've been on 385, 315, 317. What else have I been on? There's probably loads more, but those ones I can name off the top of my head that I've been on. 142, 143. Anything else? I think that's the lot. No, you've also been on. You've been on the class 710, and you've been on the 745 recently. 745. Is that your final offer? I want to say yes. I think that's. I've been on loads more, but those are the ones I can remember off the top of my head. Right. Next, I have a question. Do you? From Train and Plane Hype. You madman. What will Southeastern use to replace the class 465? 465? You're supposed to be a transport man. You should know these things. Mind you, when was that same sort of 465? I have no idea. Oh yes, the networkers. I've been on one of them as well. The 700 series that Southwest Trains are using at the moment, they're gonna go up to them. Right. On to a winner here. Okay, Reese's transport videos. So it's easy for you to ask the questions in one comment. That's nice of you. 1. What's been your favourite international film? Probably the 2 films I've done from Brussels. 2. What's been your favourite travel journey? Years ago when I was 16, took a train from Munich to Salzburg, ended up going through the Brenner Pass into Italy. Fantastic. 3. What's been your most enjoyable film in general? Do you know, I can't answer that question because I've done so many. I've done loads of films. I've done over, what, 700 films now? And all of them have been good for their own unique reasons. So I can't say I've got the most enjoyable, because I could say that I filmed last week and that was an incredible film. And then I went the same day to another station and that one was even better. for various reasons. So I can't say I've got a favourite film, or a favourite film, because of how many I've done and the places I've been to. So I'm going to have to put a cross through that one, I'm afraid. Arnold Spotting 745, what's your favourite mainline trains out? I don't understand the question. What's your favourite mainline trains at? Are you talking about my favourite film on a mainline station? Or just favourite station? If you watch this video, I'm going to have to ask you to just rephrase your question, and then I'll answer it with a comment, because I'm not quite sure what you're getting at there. Rightio then. The Wirral Train Spotter has given me a GCSE grade essay to go and play with. Hi mate, congrats on 8,000 subs. Oh, thank you. Can you maybe consider coming to a couple of stations on the Merseyrail network next year, please? No. I'm afraid not. It's just not my thing. It's mainline or not, to be fair. I can't do Merseyrail network because you're catching the same units. It's the same train, and I have to have variety. Otherwise, I myself don't find it enjoyable. And if I don't find my film enjoyable, then I'm pretty convinced the viewer won't find it enjoyable, I'm afraid. Right. Yeah, as again, the new 777s. Therefore, at some point, there may be a healthy mix of 507s, 508s, and new units. Yeah, you say it might be a healthy mix, but unfortunately, I don't know, I can't go there. Second question, I've been watching a lot of your videos on the Barton Cross and Double O Gauge Railway and was wondering, do you run it with different people, or do you just go in there and film the models running about? No, there's what? Me, 3, 4, including myself, there's 4 of us that go down there and run our models. I don't always film when I'm running my trains down there, or we're running our trains, but yeah, there's 4 of us that go down and we run our trains, and then we do some filming on there. So yeah. Right, the Brummy Rail Enthusiasts. Here's my answer to the Class 323s are going to be replaced by... I'm sorry. Here's my answer to you. 323s are going to be replaced by 730 units. Are they? Did I ask that? Who knows? It's a mystery. Bus and Train Boy, will you be going to Spondon? I have no idea. London Overground Class 710 fan. I think he likes the 710s. Question. Ooh, that's dangerous. Do you like the Mark V Caledonian sleeper sets or the Mark III sleeper sets? Well, both. The Mark IIIs, obviously the Mark III has been around for donkey's years, and the Mark III has obviously got that characteristics to it and everything. The Mark Vs, they look fantastic, modern. What's not to like? They look good. Brandon the Train Spotter, will you ever go train spotting at Dover Priory? Yes, I was actually going to go there this year because I wanted to do my South Eastern Mainline series from Dover to London Charing Cross and Victoria. What was that? I'm doing the old fickaroo here. Way. There's a light. Woo. So, yeah, right. What's your opinions on Great Anglia Class 745s and 755s? Well, they're Stadler flirts for a start, so tick in my book. Anything Swiss, I'm a sucker for. I just love Swiss trains. So Stadler flirts, boom. I've travelled on the 745 from Stowmarket to Colchester, and and Ipswich to Stowmarket. I didn't ever film at Stowmarket in the end. Even though at the end of my Ipswich film I said I would. I never did in the end, ultimately. But having travelled on the 745, they are amazing. Dead quiet, silky smooth, and ever so comfortable. Really comfortable. Oh, heartburn. Right, Nathan's Railway Photography. Can you do Vauxhall, Paignton and Huddersfield? Vauxhall, probably not, because I hear too many stories of people that have gone to Vauxhall and the staff are just jumping on you immediately if you're not going by train. Really, I want to go Queenstown Road, Battersea. Well, I've been there, but if you're going to do Vauxhall, just go to Queenstown Road. It's so much better. Paignton. I went to Paignton once before. I was on holiday down that neck of the woods. Would I film there? Maybe when the Heritage Railway's got some sort of gala going off, just to add to the mix. Huddersfield? Well, you know, maybe. I don't know. Ninth Music. In response to me asking a question of, do you have any questions? He goes, I don't know, do I? Well, you might do, because that's a question. FJX Strider. Looks like I've got about 1,000 questions here. How are you such a masterpiece? I have no idea. I don't claim to be one. I just so happen to be a masterpiece. Any plans from now until 2020 ends? Well, at this stage in proceedings, there's nothing I can do. November's now a write-off. I'm not going to use the whole going out for exercise as an excuse to, you know, go filming. I have no need to, really. Is 922 your favourite number? No, I just chose 922 because it sounded good at the end of Tornado. 92 because of the year of my birth, and the extra 2 just because it sounded better having Tornado 922. If you had to pick one train to come back, what would you choose and why? To come back? I don't know, what would I choose to come back? Staring at the floor, hoping to get some inspiration from the floor. Floor's not going to tell me anything, so why are you staring at the floor? I don't know, you're staring at your phone as well, that's not going to tell you much, is it? What would I bring back? What would I bring back? What would I bring back? What would I bring back that's been scrapped? What would I bring back? I suppose I'd like to... No, because... No, scrap that. What would I bring back? I have no idea. I generally don't know. No, I have no idea. What do you do the... would you do the Chud's Melon again? Yeah. There's a series in a few years' time, yes I will. What job do you have? I work as a van driver for a firm that deal in the distribution of fixings and fasteners across the UK. And do you have any pets or children? Yes, I have pets. I have rabbits, guinea pigs and a hamster. Children? No, well, the pets are my children. Train Spotter, how many train stations have you filmed at so far this year? I could probably do it in, what? 1, 2... I have actually got no idea. It's not even that many. Well, I don't actually know how many I've done this year in general. But it's not that many, to be fair. For obvious reasons. Right. Ninth Music. Can you film in other countries after coronavirus is over? And could you maybe do occasional travel reports? Yeah, I mean, I had already intended this year to go to Europe, to go into continental Europe and do some filming. Then COVID-19 came along and put scuppers to that idea. in case you do occasional travel reports. I don't know really what you mean by travel reports. Like, do you mean I report on what travelling is like around a certain country, or the best ways to get to and from certain places within a country? You'll have to expand on that one. Right, Doggett234. You've got 5 questions here, so this could take me a while. We're at half an hour already. Good. Right, 1. What is your favourite place to spot based on where you have been on the following lines? West Coast Main Line is... Favourite place to spot is probably Preston. East Coast Main Line, Doncaster. Midland Main Line is Leicester. Great Western Main Line is Didcot Parkway. Great Eastern Main Line is Colchester. Chiltern Main Line is Banbury. And any other line you've been on, North Wales, cross country then. I'm going to cheat. Cross country is Tamworth, because that was on the cross country route. You see. 2. Where would you like to spot in the future stations that you have not been to yet? I'm going to expand on that and actually just say a lot in European stations. 3. Could you possibly give us train head codes as well for when you do your train spotting? I've done that a couple of times, but honestly, I end up forgetting half the time. It's a miracle I actually remember when I'm saying, oh, here comes the Avanti West Coast class 390 Pendolino going from Manchester Piccadilly to London Euston, immediately followed by an Avanti West Coast class 390 Pendolino going from London Euston to Liverpool Lime Street, with then a pair of London North Western Railway class 350s coming along, with a GBRF class 66 in close proximity going from Felixstowe South to Hams Hall. There's no way on God's green off I'm going to go. This is 4 Alpha Bravo Tango Whiskey going to blah 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 blah. I have not got the brain capacity to remember that. So I've tried it once before at Bletchley, and it kind of worked and kind of didn't. So I'm just gonna not do that. What is your favourite TOC and FOC, freight operating company? Favourite TOC? I'm sure I've answered that before in another video. I think it was it Great Western at the time? Who is it now? Or was it LNER? It was something. But favourite passenger operator at the moment? That's got to be Greater Anglia, because of what they're doing with the rolling stock. Freight operator. I'm going to go Rail Operations Group because they've got the Europhoenix delivery on the 37s. Right, question 6. Who is your favourite train class for diesel locomotive, electric locomotive, steam locomotive, DMU, EMU, and Charles in general? Jesus, what's going on here? Jesus Christ. Right, diesel locomotive. I'm going to have to say it's the 37, the 70, and the 68, and the 56. All 4 are my favourites. Electric is the... I'd say it's going to be the Class 90. Class 90 has just got something to them for electric. Steam locomotive. Now that's... I don't know my steam locos all that well, but I think it's got to be the Britannia class. Definitely. Alright, favourite train class for a diesel multiple unit. It's probably the... I quite like the 153s. I do quite like them. Electric multiple unit, 321. And train class in general. Well, I think I kind of answered those in one. Right, Alison Rawlings. What time is it? 34 minutes. That's fine. Alison Rawlings. Will you miss the TfL Rail Class 315s and opinions on the adventures you've rode on, the 745, 345, etc.? Well, 315s, obviously, they've got a charm and character to them. They're old school. They make a lot of noise. Comfortable. Will I miss them? I don't think I will. I won't miss them, per se. The 710s are very comfortable, smooth, sleek and quiet, as a lot of modern traction is nowadays. 2, if you get 10,000 subscribers, will you do a big celebration if the world allows it? I answered that one quite earlier on, so that'll be a yes. What was your favourite London Underground line? I haven't got a favourite, so I'm going to go on the one I travel on the most, which is the Northern line, but I haven't got a favourite. Owen Jeddah 5000, do you like the renovation of Bletchley Flyover? I've not been paying much attention to it, to be fair. Once it's finished, I'm sure I will admire in its architectural brilliance. Griffin Spears, what's your opinion on High Speed 2, and if it does open, will you do lots of train spotting at High Speed 2 stations? High Speed 2 is long overdue. It's something that it's needed to have been done, really. You've only got to look at every other European country and the high-speed networks they have going hither and yonder, and we've only got the one. Yeah, so this High Speed 2 has been long overdue. The first phase is obviously going from London to Birmingham. Ideally, what you want is a high-speed line going from, say, London, Birmingham, Manchester, then up into Scotland, and then into very northern Scotland. Will I film on High Speed 2? No. I won't film on High Speed 2 because it just won't be the variety. What I will do, though, is film at the junction stations on High Speed 2, where you then get the mixture of the regional, or the slower speed trains, and then the big, heavy-hitting, fast-paced numbers. Notts County Mad, what's your favourite station you have visited? I kind of have answered that one in a manner of speaking. And what camera do you use? It's a Samsung Galaxy tablet. I can't remember the make, but it's one of the newer ones. But yeah, it's a Samsung tablet that I use for filming. Literally nothing overly fancy. Owen Jeddah 5000, do you like the Avanti West Coast COVID-19 livery? I do like the fact it's got the mask on it. My only criticism is you can't see the number. They've put a white number on a yellow background. That ain't gonna happen. It just will not work. Right, Reese Collins. What's the time? Good. Right, 2 questions. What is your favourite place to go train spotting? I've answered that one as well, my dear fellow. 2, what are your opinion on the new Merseyrail trains? They look fine. I've only ever seen them on photos, and they all seem to be heavily graffitied when they've been stationed down in Kent overnight. But, you know, they look good. They look good. Right, 38 minutes. How long can this video go for? I think I can get to 45 before this stops. So I'll do very unprofessional train spotting as my final one, and then part 2, it's going to be like a quick intro, like, hi, it's me again, bang, straight into the questions, because I've got loads to get through. So, hi Tornado, congrats on 8k, 1 million, here you come. If I ever get to 1 million, I will be truly amazed. I can't see it happening myself personally, I really can't. Right, my questions for you. 1, out of all the non-mainline stations you've filmed at, which is your favourite and why? Non-mainline? I kind of filmed at all mainline stations, haven't I, really? Because Riviera Line is a mainline. I think I filmed at all... I don't think I've never filmed at a non-mainline station. Do correct me if I'm wrong. 2, what's worse, Pacer or a 139? Woo. Well, considering I've not travelled on the 139, I'm definitely going to have to say Pacer. 3, would you rather there be no pandemic or be able to drive a real life 37? Well, I don't want to sound rude, but I'm gonna have to call that out as quite a stupid question, I'm afraid. Obviously, I would never want if there to be a pandemic in the first place. I mean, look at the death toll. Yeah, you know, like, I'm sorry, it's a silly question. That is a silly question. 4, how much money do you spend on trains each year? Too much. Can you pronounce no? No. What he wants me to pronounce is that long station name in Wales. Bearing in mind I can't even pronounce the ones that have about 3 letters in them. So what chance have I got with the longest one going? Ain't gonna work. I've got time for a couple more. Owen Jello 5000, have you heard about the HSD crash in Scotland? Yeah, everyone heard about that. You'd have to be living under a rock to not hear about that one, I'm afraid. God, leaning forward doesn't do my back any good. I'm 28 and I feel 78 the way my back goes. Right, Levy Eddie Chalcraft. 4 questions. I've got, yeah, should be okay. Of what stations you've been to, which ones do you think are most underrated? I feel Lancaster doesn't really get the recognition it deserves. That's quite a good station to go to. King Sutton, that's underrated. That King Sutton in the rush hour, gold mine. 2. Will you ever consider going on the West Coastway line? As I think it's underrated. I'll probably travel on it. Would I film on it? Probably not. Out of the try one again. Out of the NHS liveried trains, which one do you like best? I like them all. There isn't one that is a personal favourite because they're all fantastic. Because they're supporting the NHS. What's more? What can't you like about that? They're all fantastic in my eyes. They really are. And what new train do you most look forward to go on? Well, it was the 745, which I've already ridden on. Right, 41, getting on for 42 minutes. I'm going to call it there, and then I'm going to kick off part 2 instantaneously. So I'm going to have some of this, just to give me a bit of a boost. And yes, I shall see you all in part 2. Hopefully, I can get all of your questions done. If this does go into a 3-parter, then, well, there we go. It's now, what, 25 to 1 in the morning. Good thing this is a Saturday. So, thank you all so far for participating. I look forward to reading more of the comments and answering them for you. So, I'll see you all very shortly.